So, hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the game between Stockfish 010518, so the development version from the 1st of May 2018 versus Deep Junior Yokohama. Stockfish is white, DGY is black, and I let them play this position here. You see there, this is the so-called anti-Grünfeld Indian defense, and it arises after the moves d4, knight f6, c4, g6, f3, the anti-Grünfeld, and now the move e6, followed up with c5, d5, e6, and knight here. There is also some games with taking, but I quite like this move bishop g7, so I let them play this. And here there are many options for white. One of them is bishop g5, the other one is bishop d3, knight e2 to g3 is also an option. So let's go with bishop g5. Let's say castles. And now what? You don't really want to take here, because then the bishop would retake, and there is a pressure point here on c4, maybe. So let's try h4. Bishop back, trying to go knight here. So g5 is also suppressed. So a6, also at some point trying to go b5, although not now. If knight ge2, g5 takes, queen check, knight goes back, and knight ge2 is also an option. Here probably bishop there could be the way to go, and now takes, and no, bishop here doesn't work, because then this pawn would just fall, so you have to be careful. Also now, after this, castles, for bishop f4, also there is now the threat of taking here and taking there. So let's say the knight goes back in advance, defending this pawn. But now here the knight goes there, attacks this pawn once more, and now it's really hard to deal with that position. Kind of have to take there, but then queen takes, bishop takes, rook here, check. Bishop could go there, but it doesn't really matter. White is much better here in that position, also converging here on that square, although the knight is still covering it. So, and there is this queen check, but white can at least go out of this via this kind of stuff. E takes d5 instead of castles. So e takes d5, knight takes d5. Now knight ge2 to defend the knight here, the pinned knight. The other option is here, instead of, there is also this queen a5 check. King f2 maybe, and now you can take there, but you have opened up the e-file, but this doesn't do so much. Bishop d3 now, knight is coming to g2, maybe to f4, but what is it gonna do from f4? Maybe to here, to g3, to e5, to pressurize that pawn, maybe with bishop e4, f4 to come. This could be an idea. So knight g2, but first of all, there is always this b5 thrust in the air. So let's say a6, trying to go b5, and now knight ge2, b5, c takes. No, this doesn't work, as long as the queen is there. Knight ge2, so we have bishop g5, e takes, so yeah, this position here won't arise, but I quite like white here in that position, because what are you going to do with this knight? This bishop is also poor, and as long as this knight remains there, there is no immediate danger. So wait a bit. There is this knight takes, castles. Of course you cannot take here immediately because of queen e2 check, winning the bishop. If bishop here, then f4 wins the bishop. This doesn't matter because maybe it does, but I wouldn't go in for that. So, okay, we have h6 instead. h6, not d takes. We have h6. And the bishop immediately went back to e3. And now it's black's move again. This h3. Okay, the knight can still come here to there. And the bishop can still go to d3. So let's see. E takes d5, e takes d5. This, and then maybe castles. Followed up with knight ge2, rook e8, and bishop f2. I don't know how to get out of this pinned knight, so I'm not sure. Yeah, e takes d, c takes d5. h6, bishop went back. Now I will also go c takes d5 to let this e-file be closed. And now maybe a6, a4, castles, and bishop to d3. This could be an option, followed up with bishop d7, a4. First of all, I would go knight here, trying to go to e5. So knight ge2, knight e4, bishop c2, and now maybe there is b5. No, there is not, but f4 is in the air, so maybe g5, maybe something like this. But then white could go h4 maybe. Immediately attack that pawn. So knight ge2, takes, there is no f4. So this knight is pretty safe there. And black can maybe bust open the queen side. And yeah, but this pawn is very weak. So let's see, queen here, attacking that pawn. That, not with the knight of course, with the bishop. Attacking that pawn. There is now this f6. Followed up with nothing probably. So there is f6 or bishop f6 as ideas. But both of them have their downsides. This knight can reroute here to h4 to attack the bishop. And if f6, let's try and go f6 to defend the pawn that way. It blocks your own pieces. So let's try f4. Takes, trying to eliminate this knight. This is the blockading piece, otherwise this knight here would be very bad. This doesn't look good for black anyway, so let's go bishop f6 instead. Yeah, that doesn't look right either. Oh, you don't have to defend it anyway. You can go bishop here, prepare b5. Although b5 doesn't work here. Anyway, king f2 I will go, not castling. And now if b5, then this loses that pawn due to takes. Now bishop takes is probably best. But let's see, pawn takes. There is rook takes, queen takes, and bishop takes there, followed by knight takes and queen takes, and white just won a pawn. And there is this f4 thrust in the air, so there is no b5. So let's see how far the line. So instead of castles, so here we have c takes d5, and now the move a3 I planned. Deep Junior Yokohama went for knight d2 instead, trying to come in here maybe. And now we have this knight to h3. Stockfish is playing fast here. Knight h3, knight e5, and knight to here. Maybe this is an option. Knight e5 and knight f2, followed by f6 and bishop e2. Bishop e2, let's go b5. f4, there's this knight thrust, so let's go h3. b4, yeah, where is this knight going? Knight here, queen a5, b3 to defend the knight. And now bishop d2 to try and go there or eliminate the knight, so the knight goes back to b2. Bishop here. Okay, you get rid of your bishop, and now I'm not sure. This queen is cutting off white from castling, so h3 might not be the move here, but you have to do something against b5. Let's say you just castle here. b5, knight here, and now this queen there is not so strong anymore, because here can either block with the knight, with the bishop, or you can take the bishop. So there are three options. Let's try this one first. Takes, pawn takes, bishop could go there to attack the queen, but then queen here, and black cannot easily castle. Maybe castling queenside is an option here, but then there is also this h3, a3 in some variations, so this could be... To take is a mistake, okay? Be patient. Wanna take maybe knight d7 to solidify this knight here on e5, and now taking is a threat because it would attack the rook, and the rook, if the rook moves, then this pawn is under threat. So knight d2 was a good move. So let's try something else right here. Yeah, a4 should be the move actually. Don't see why Stockfish is... Can also ignore this and go for f4. But then the knight jumps in here. No, it doesn't. The queen is on that square. So f4 is also an option. There's the knight going. Knight has only one square, knight d2. And now you can go maybe e5. Bust open the king side. You win that pawn, but you lose. Yeah, well, let's try e5. There is also this knight takes here attacking the pawn, and then no, it's not, because the queen is defending this one. Note, so takes, knight takes, and bishop takes here. Now black cannot castle anymore. So, but here there is this bishop takes, queen takes, and queen takes here. But then queen takes there, so with check, how is the endgame? I think the endgame is better for black, maybe even. maybe even better for black, but here you have this exchange sacrifice, but I don't think either side can win this kind of stuff, but if someone is better, then it's black. So it's a very interesting opening, actually. So let's see. There is this idea of b5. Queen d2 is also now an option. So let's imagine a6. No, wait. There is this. In that position, it would be great for black. This stuff, but in this position, a6, we have here a6, and now queen d2. If b5, then I'm not sure. Bishop e2, b4, knight here, queen there, b6. Is there any c4? No, there is not. But here you have this knight takes e4, which wins the rook here in the corner. So queen a4, yeah, but you have to defend the knight. So here b4, you could go here, but I don't really see the point in this. So not bishop e2, because maybe the knight wants to go there. So, okay, we have knight f2. After a6, we have knight f2 by Stockfish. Now b4, b5, knight b5, bishop e2 maybe, and then knight d5, or immediately b4. I wouldn't have allowed b5, but okay, it's on the board. It will be on the board. b5. Junior Yokohama is thinking about castling. So this is the current board position. So why not b5? Here b5. Maybe queen here. Queen c2 or queen there might be an idea. And now knight back to d2. And you have a good blockading square here on c4. Bishop can land on c4 there, and then castles. Then I can land on d3. And you have a battery here against h6, so this might be plausible. So let's say black just castles. Then he loses this h6 pawn. So there is no castles in that position. Maybe you have to go h5. Preparing castle, but then bishop c4 looks like the way to go. Although knight b6 and c4 looks like good for black, so bishop e3, bishop d3 maybe, but the knight wants to go to d3, so bishop e2 maybe. Then castles, bishop here. Knight b6, bishop takes, knight takes, and b3. Do not allow any c4 break, but then queen c7, trying to get c4 in. So rook here, and where is this bishop going? So maybe bishop here, trying to go to a6. Castles, bishop a6, knight here, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, and there's still no c4. So white has a nagging edge. Don't think. No, I don't think white has something here, but it's an option. How white can play that. So, but we don't have this b4, b5. It's interesting here. b5, queen d2, b4, queen here, h5, bishop e2, castles, bishop here, bishop takes. Now, yeah, this is an interesting line. How it could went, how it could have gone, but we have castles instead of b5. With castles, now most probably a4 will be played. Yeah, Stockfish is going for a4, stopping any b5. So now the rook can come to b8, or one rook can come to e8. Rook e8 could be played, followed by bishop d3, knight e5, bishop e2 and g5, h4, knight here, takes, and now what? Queen e2, attack this pawn 2 times, but there is also this knight to c4 to factor in, forking everything, and now black hasn't got any problems here. Can go f4, f5, and this is a good position for black, a monster position for black. I think at least it's very playable for black. So g5, h4, knight h7, takes, knight there. So you have to find something else. Maybe b6. But then there is this check, and it doesn't matter. This knight is dropping, so also this doesn't work. b6. Maybe bishop c4, but then this comes, and I'm not sure. Maybe even f5 here. Very nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Knight here check. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Now you have to take. Queen takes. Now there is also this bishop takes here, followed by rook there. Although this, I don't know, now the knight is under attack and also the rook, so I'm not sure if this is playable. But it's very interesting, all these possibilities here. So okay, we don't, after rook e8 we don't have bishop e3, we have bishop e2. And now let's see both evaluations here. After bishop e2, see bishop fe2. Yeah, Stockfish is on white is better, and black is on, it's nearly equal. 97 e5. So what about f4? 4. Yeah, this knight on f2 is also covering this g4 square. So knight f4, knight takes. Okay, if the knight just retreats, then you have this. No, also the knight is also covering this pawn. So I'm not sure. Knight e5, f4. Why not just f4? After all that, f4. Okay, this bishop e2. This is the current pole position. Knight d e5 is what's gonna be played. Stockfish is calculating. Okay, we have Stockfish move of b6. We have 95. Queen here, queen d2. Maybe going after this one. Queen d2. King h7 and h3. Oh, this is nice. You wanna go knight to g5. Knight to g4. h3 is a nice move. You wanna go g4. So let's imagine this. Now you're 3 times on that one. And if you take, then opening up the h file, now you're again 3 times on that pawn, and this doesn't do all that much because bishop takes, the pawn is pinned. So there is no knight takes. There is maybe b5, pawn takes, bishop takes. No, there is also no b5, but you can go rook here, prepare b5, pawn takes, bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes. Now there is b5 in the air. But okay, before you do this, you have to go g5. Yeah, even sacrifice, I don't see it. But yeah, g5. Now maybe a5 to suppress any b5. So yeah, this is cool position here for white. The other option here instead of h3 is just to castle and try and go f4 at any moment. We have king h7. Castles, bishop here, and a5. This is the one way you can do this. Rook here. This doesn't work because of f4. But now you can go there because knight takes, bishop takes, h3, bishop b7, and now you could even go, sure, this one. Takes. Okay, you threaten to push even more. No, you don't, because it's covering it. Oh, you threaten it, because then you take the h pawn. I can also take here. Not quite sure if this is the best line, but it could be option here. Knight takes, bishop takes, h3 and f5. I'm not sure about f4. So rook b8 for maybe h3 first, and now after g5, now go f4 because now the knight has no square. No, yeah, now you build one. Takes, pawn takes, and the bishop can come to b5. Okay, so now f4 also doesn't work that great, so you have to do something. So let's take this, rook takes, and now you can go f4, and this knight has no squares. So b5, a takes b. Maybe bishop here. No, this also loses a pawn. I'm not sure if this loses a pawn. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes, and queen here attacking the knight. And now you regain the pawn with I'm not sure, interest or let's see, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. But black has got a passed c pawn, so this could be the way to go actually. A takes b6 and now bishop b5. Also f4 is now not that great because the knight can jump to either c4 or d7. So yeah, we have this rook movement. So queen d2, rook here, castles. Oh, not castles. What was white's move actually? Okay, king here. Oh, a5 and rook b8, and now white castle. So it's similar. Bishop d7, f4, knight g4. So okay, d5 will be the move. It takes, and now queen takes. I would prefer to go after this pawn. So rook to b1. You can also exchange everything now as white. Rook takes. Not taking the queen allows too much activity, but you can take on d6. So I'm not sure if you want to take with the queen there. So probably taking with the rook. No, you can take with the queen. Sorry, this doesn't work because the queen is covering the a6 pawn. So you have to do some deal with this one here. Knight jumping to a4 defends the pawn and attacks the queen. Queen c7 maybe. Now f4 attacking the knight. The knight can come here. This knight is still covering this e4 square, so the knight goes back to d7. Also possible is this move here, which is also quite strong. Bishop takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and now you kind of have to do something with that pawn. This is under scrutiny, and also that pawn is under threat, so you cannot save them both. You could try something like knight. You could try something like e5, takes and d6. e5, let's try this. d6, attacking the queen, okay, and if this, then that. And I'm not sure if black is gonna survive that. So there is still this stuff here. c3 against 3. The draw. This is something else. So you go there immediately. Then this one, that, bishop takes. Here, attacking the bishop. So the bishop moves all the way back. Now bishop takes, and rook takes here, check. This could be awesome, maybe. The king can go there, and now queen takes here. King takes there, and rook here, check. Maybe, no, there is not. If this, then the rook is just hanging. So you have to take, but now you can go knight here, attacking the queen, but you also lose your queen. So it doesn't all work out for white, but let's see, we had a couple of interesting moves there. We don't have queen takes, we had rook takes. And queen c2 is what Stockfish is thinking at. So queen c2. Deep Trunu is thinking about h3 and g5. h3, preparing f4, so now g5. Not sure if this is any good for... This is also an option. But let's see what Stockfish is coming up with. Here in that position. And I will make, yeah, we have queen c2. And yeah, this is very interesting, this game. This opening, I've never seen this, so that's why I saw this Svidler versus Wojtaszek game, Svidler versus Wojtaszek, or Wojtaszek versus Svidler rather, where Wojtaszek won against Svidler. Svidler was black here. With g5, this is a commitment now. Now I really want to see the white g5. Stockfish is equal g5. And now I will go knight g4. And if takes an e5 check. And now both knights are hanging. So g5, we have rook a3 instead. Okay. Yeah, knight g4, you don't have to take it. At least not with that knight. You can take it with the f6 knight, and then pawn takes. Okay, you threaten this pawn, but after queen e7 or queen c7, there is nothing here. So rook a3. Maybe doubling up on the a file is the idea. Rook a1, rook a1. Going after this pawn with all the power. So I think black's position is not so great here anymore, but the future will tell us. I'll make a short break and see you soon. Ciao. So let's see what we got here. We got knight here, trying to go to f5, g6, preventing this knight going back. Okay, what have you gained? This g6 square. Now bishop a6 doesn't do anything, because also the knight is covering this square. This knight f2 is a really good knight here, defends everything. Now I think Stockfish is calculating knight c3 to d1. Played knight c3 to d1, and I think Stockfish is now on winning. At least it gives it as a win. Knight d1, knight e5 to g6. Knight to g6. Where is this knight going? White knight d1. Oh, to free up the rook. Maybe not bishop to e1 to be able to play the knight here to there. Maybe that's the idea. And also the rook can come into the game via, not sure what's the plan by Stockfish, but I think it will be unveiled. Knight to d7, knight f6 to d7 is now planned. Knight f6 to d7. Bishop e3, d2. This is what Deep Junior Yokohama gives. Queen f6. Bishop c3. And the knight is coming to e3 in those variations. Maybe to f5, maybe to here, maybe to there. So this knight on e3 would be a very good piece. But let's see this maneuvering. Knight f to d7. No, we have knight to g6. Other plan. Knight g6, bishop c1. Bishop e3, c1. Now by Stockfish, and knight f to d7. Knight f d7, converging on this square here on e5. Knight here and knight e5. Well, this knight can come here. Knight takes, bishop takes, and I'm not sure f4 could be a move for black, for white in the future, but what is black doing? That's the question. Bishop c1, what's black doing? Knight f d7, knight e3, knight f d7, and knight e3. Okay, knight f d7, knight e3, how is it continuing? Knight f6, e8. What? Knight f6, e8. Oh, it changed. Rook to g8. Rook to g8. I think this is a little bit much now. A little bit. I don't know what to do. Bishop c1 to d2 is what Stockfish is calculating, but I'm not sure if. Okay, the bishop went to c2. Change of plans. Rook b6, b8. Giving up that pawn. For that pawn. Maybe. No. Bishop takes and rook here. It doesn't do so much. Bishop takes, rook takes. Not sure why this pawn can't be taken after rook b8. Here we have rook b8. This is a question. Why not take this pawn? But the best move is bishop d2 to a5 to attack the queen. Oh, this is the threat here. After bishop d2, that's why the rook moved, because otherwise it would be a pin. So bishop a5, queen e7. And now bishop c3, knight e8. Bishop c3, knight e8. Knight d1, e3, and bishop takes c3. Bishop takes c3. B takes c3 and knight e5. Knight finally goes back to e5. And after the knight appears on e5, there is knight e3 to f5. This knight has to be eliminated. No, queen a7. King h1. Oh, because this takes is not possible because the rook is on g8. So very nice move by Deep Junior, this rook g8. So that's why king h1. And then queen to b6. Now probably at f2 to g4. Bishop takes c3, b takes c3. We had this. Something like that could be the position soon. But it changes in a lot of ways. Okay, knight here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, knight e5. Knight f4. Why not just take this? Yeah, while taking, now there is this threat, so f6 maybe, but now this knight can jump to e4, and this is a very strong knight. But how to crack black? Yeah, probably this pawn is a gunner at some point. So very nice play by white here. I quite like this. Bishop a5 and queen f8 we have. Here queen f8. Okay, there is at least no attack here on the king side because all black's pieces are here. So king f8 and now knight d2 to e3. Followed up with knight f6 to e8. Defending that pawn in advance. A couple of times more because there maybe was the threat of knight coming in here and bishop coming in there. So, let's see. What we really get, knight to e3. By Stockfish, then knight e8 and bishop c3. Knight e8 and bishop c3. Let's see both evaluations here. Stockfish is on plus 1.6 and Deep Junior Yokohama is on 0.9. So it should be better for white, but is it winning currently? We will see. Knight f6 to d7. Knight to d7 is played. Here, okay, we had this bishop a5, queen f8, and now knight here, and knight to d7 is played. Now Stockfish is calculating b3, and has anything changed about the evaluation? Let's see. Not the best, wasn't the best move by black. Okay, maybe this knight wants to come to c5, so there is a c4. Not sure. No. Currently the threat is rook or bishop takes pawn. So b3 is a very nice prophylactic move. b3, knight b6. Knight b6 and knight f5. I would just eliminate this. No, you cannot. Because this comes with check winning the bishop. So you cannot eliminate that knight. You have to leave that knight on f5. Bishop c3, even more patience. Knight b6 and bishop c3, even more patience. Bishop takes, queen takes. Queen g7. Queen here. Bishop g7 to d4. No, probably not exchanging. Yeah, at some point this will be the position. But first of all, there is, after bishop c3, bishop there, and now taking on c3, so this will be the position. You can also take it immediately. Now what? Queen g7. Where is the queen going? Probably back to c2. But now knight e5. And you still cannot go g4. And now you can take this and blockade. And you have this very strong knight here, but knight to here attacks this d6 pawn. And yeah, this is now, I'm not sure. Rook here. Okay, this allows that check. So first, after this, you have to go king g2. And now if bishop takes knight, then rook takes rook. But this could very well be the case here. Instead of king g2, you can take this knight and take here, and you have enough compensation for the rook. But why allow this? It's not necessary. Bishop takes e3 will be the move. Chuno Yokohama is thinking about bishop takes e3. So here in that position, bishop takes e3, queen takes e3. We have, and I think now it's really lost. Yeah, +2 and +1. Both engines are thinking that this is now much better for white. Leaving this bishop on the board is a pretty big mistake. Now what to do here? Knight b6 to d7 again, trying to convert on e5, or queen e7. Queen e7 was played. Both engines are down on a couple of minutes. Queen d2. No, knight b6 to d7. And let's see what we get here. Knight b6 to d7. Knight f2 to g4 now by Stockfish. Knight here, knight takes, now f4. At some point f4 must come. Here you could install a phone pawn if you want. Just by attack, keep on attacking. And now h4. No, h4 I'm not a fan of because of that. Rook is still on g8, so... But this position should be pleasant enough. You can also eliminate the knight here and push on with your pawn, and you can take this a6 pawn anytime you want, basically. So black's position is really beyond repair. There are attacking chances, and yeah, we have knight to e5, f4. Knight here, knight g4. No. We had this king h1, knight here, and f4. Finally f4. G takes f4. G takes f4. Where is the knight going? Knight to d7 back. And now what? G takes knight d7 and rook f g8, g1, rook f g1. Yeah, this knight on f2 is covering this square. The bishop is slicing all the way here, so I don't think that black can survive this much longer. There is too much to handle here in that position. It's just a huge advantage for white here positionally speaking. Knight d7, rook f g1, f5. f5 would be desperate, but I doubt f5 will be played. Rook g1, knight h4. This is the plan. Knight h4. What now? Okay, you don't really want... Okay, this kind of stuff. f4. Attacking here, but then the queen can come there. Exchanging queens, and... I'm not sure how exactly to win this, but okay, we have queen h... After this, we had queen h4 and knight here. Trying to get this fork in. This terrible fork. Okay, the knight is still covering this f6 square, but at some point this is gonna be lifted. So let's see both evaluations. We have +3 and +1.5 nearly, so h5. Knight g4, h6. This knight is desperately trying to get to f5. And if you take it, then this check, knight here, and rook takes rook. So knight h6 is a nice move. Knight h6. h6, also f5 is also nice. f5 is also a nice move. Let's see. f5, rook takes g4, or f5, f5, knight g6, f4. No, deep junior takes it. Rook takes, and now the queen has to. I'm really curious about this position now. +4, the Stockfish is really winning here in a lot of variations. And now b3 to b4, whatever this move does, but white is currently down a piece, but with an overwhelming position, knight coming in here, attacking the rook, bishop takes e5. Yeah, you cannot take knight takes e5 because of rook takes, and rook to here, followed up with queen there, followed up with queen there. I'm not sure about all that, what I'm just doing. Probably this is not right. What just happened? Oh, b3 takes, queen takes. Oh, the point being that the rook comes here. And now queen h6, check, king f6, and queen g5. The king has to go back. And now rook h3 to h5. Rook to h5, rook here. Okay, you still cannot unpin. Rook here. No, wait. We had a couple of moves. Repetition. And now we have rook h5. So a little bit of move repetition there. Rook takes b4, and now what? f6 check, f6 check. Why not taking this? Oh, because of that. Just saw it. Okay, check. So you cannot take it. You have to go back. And now king here, queen there, and rook takes queen, pawn takes queen, and now all is over. All is over. There is nothing to hope for black anymore. This is completely busted. Just lost the queen. Yeah. I'm looking forward to analyze this a little bit. Let's close the analysis board because this will be over quite soon. So let's see, 2 minutes versus 1 minute. Queen versus rook and a knight and a pawn. So there is still a little bit to play for. Not anymore, I think. After that move, it's terribly over. Rook takes h2 is a try. I think king takes h2, but I think, yeah, this is just desperate. Now rook e2 at least wins the bishop. Made in 12. Deep Junior Yokohama is announcing a made in 12. Stockfish isn't seeing it yet. Yeah, now Stockfish is also seeing the made. So it will be made soon. I will go what rook takes knight, bishop takes knight. Oh, I see. And now this one. And there is now nothing to go for anymore. King d1, just no more checks. Bishop h5. Yeah, giving up all the pieces now. Bishop d1. And now this. And it's over. So, very nice game here. First of all, I wanna check how long they played theory, kind of. This is all bishop g7, bishop g5, 18 games with h6 and 821 games with castles, so h6, bishop e3, and now e takes d5, 14 games versus 300 with castles. So c takes d5, yeah, this is the main move, and knight b d7. Also played was castles and a6 with here knight d7, and now knight gh3, a6, a4 with 9 games, a6, a4, castles, and queen d2. This was here there was knight f2 played, which was never seen before. Knight f2 is a new move. Live book, knight f2 is a new move. And my question here to Stockfish is, of the knight f2, why not b5? Why is b5 here not the main move? Knight h5, Stockfish gives. Now Stockfish gives b5, a3, and knight h5, followed up with bishop e2 and f5. This, no, f5 is a little bit too much. I think knight to b6 is here on the cards, also too much. Yeah, I think white's position is here. White should castle, and then after bishop e2, rook, bishop there, queen d2. Yeah, white is still the more aggressive position. If ever there is this, then you can open up the a file and go knight to d1, and you always have this pressure against h7. But okay, this is an option how you can go and continue the game. So let's recap this: b5, a3 castles, bishop e2, bishop b7, queen here attacks the pawn, king h7 defending, and now castles. And this position is playable for both sides, maybe a little bit better for black, but we had this knight f2, and we don't have b5, we have castles here, and now a4, we transpose somehow into something known, maybe live book. It's rook a b8 and knight e5 were seen before. In that game there was rook e8, and now there is 2 games with queen d2, and also in this game, no, there is bishop e2 played, and from this moment on, okay, queen c1 would transpose, queen d8 to c7, sorry, this move would be still known line, but we had knight e5. And now in this position there are 3 games, queen d2, king h7 defending, and now a5. a5 was played here. I think a5, yes. And then rook a b8. And I think here there is nothing in the books anymore. And here the question is, why can't you just take the pawn? Right here, why can't you just take the pawn? Let's say you go bishop takes, new variation. Yeah, it's still an advantage, 97. King here, still an advantage. But the other move is also good. Bishop a5 is just better probably. And here, yeah, this was just very well played by Stockfish and deserved victory. Yeah, here this b4 move was excellent. b4 was just excellent. An excellent move. Knight here, bishop takes, queen takes, rook e1 check, queen here check, check, couple of checks, and now rook there with this check to come. And if queen takes, oh, then there. So I haven't seen this. Okay, then this is mate. Okay, so you have to go to f8 and allow the form pawn, winning of the queen, and yeah, here just eliminating this defender, and now there is no way of saving against a mate. There is just nothing, and yeah. Very nice game by Stockfish, and hope you enjoyed it too. See you next time. Ciao.